What's up, my lovely audience? How are all of you doing today? It is Andrew here from Apple Insider, and I am in a chipper mood today because we are talking iMacs, one of my favorite Apple products, despite the fact that I've used one for a very limited amount of time. I've otherwise been stuck on a Mac Pro or a laptop, but I just love the all-in-one design and the retro ones with the colorful backs. Oh, I'm obsessed with them. So the fact that Apple brought back the colors is amazing. I'm gonna need to fit one into a workflow somewhere. But in this video, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about which iMac that you should be ordering. Do not make these mistakes, do not get the wrong one, and then be kicking yourself when you do them. So we're gonna walk through that in this video and tell you everything that you need to know about the new 24-inch iMacs before you order. Real quick, before we get into which model to get, let's run down some of the specs of the new 24-inch iMacs. These new iMacs, they come at an 11.5mm thick design, which is pretty incredible how thin these things actually are. They are so thin that Apple had to relocate the headphone jack to the side because headphone jack usually takes about 14mm of space. And these things are so thin that it couldn't fit a headphone jack. So the headphone jack got relocated to this side of the device. So 11.5mm thick. It is a 24-inch display, 4.5K resolution. It sports the M1 chip on the inside, comes with either a 7-core or an 8-core GPU on that chip. You can get either 8 or 16 gigs of RAM on the inside, and it go from 256 to 2 terabytes of storage on the inside. There is a 6-speaker array that can produce actual kind of spatial audio with Dolby Atmos support. There's a 1080p FaceTime camera that got a big upgrade this time around, and there are several studio quality mics, not to mention the new colors as well as the whole redesign in general. But to get back to the question that I am here to answer, which model do you get? Well, it's partially which model you get, but bigger is which model should you not get? And not surprisingly, it's the base unit. There are a number of reasons that you should avoid the base unit of the new 24-inch iMac. I will say there are use cases for that 24-inch base unit. There are plenty of people that are just fine. Apple didn't take anything, critical away from that entry-level model, but there's a lot of small things that add up. And for a $200 price difference, you get a bunch of additional features and options on that machine. So what do you lose if you go with that base unit? One, Ethernet. There's no gigabit Ethernet on this model. The base unit just doesn't have it. All the other ones have it included on the power adapter, which makes it super handy when you have your Ethernet down below, plug in there, one less wire going up to your desk, but no Ethernet on the base unit. You also only get 2 ports. They are 2 USB 4 ports that work with Thunderbolt, but the additional models all have 4 ports. 2 USB 4 and 2 USB 3 Type-C ports. So if you want the additional ports, the 2 additional ports on there, you have to go with a step up and not the base unit. The base unit also only comes in blue, green, silver, and pink colors, but if you wanted orange, yellow, or purple, you have to go with one of the upper level models. Those 3 colors are not offered on the base unit. The base unit also has a slower or less powerful GPU. It's only a 7-core GPU on that M1 processor, so if you do a lot of graphic stuff, then it makes sense to go with any of the other ones because they all come with an 8-core GPU. You're also limited in storage. You can go up to a 512 or 1 terabyte configuration, but if you were hoping for 2 terabytes and you were fine with a 7-core GPU, you're out of luck. Only the mid and up have the ability to go up to a 2 terabyte internal SSD. So if you wanted that, you can't do it on the base unit. And finally, I think this is a big one, you only get the stock Magic Keyboard with the base unit. If you want the new fancy ones with Touch ID, you have to pay an additional $50 to get those. So if you want that extra fancy keyboard, $50 more. Now it is only $200 to go from that base unit to the mid-tier unit, and that mid-tier unit comes with an 8-core GPU, 2 USB 3 ports on your machine. It comes with the Ethernet. It comes with 3 additional color options you can choose from. You can go up to 2 terabytes of storage, and it has that Touch ID keyboard built in right away for that stock price of $14.99. So again, $200, and that's a lot of extra stuff that you get for not all that much money. So the model that I think most people should be getting is the mid-tier unit. the one that starts at $14.99, that's the one you should get. You don't need to go to the 16 gigs of RAM. Most people won't. If you're opening a ton of tabs in Safari and running a bunch of like graphics programs and stuff like that, then sure, I can understand why you may want to go with 16 gigs of RAM, but the average person is only gonna need 8 gigs of RAM. So that base configuration of 8 gigs of RAM is fine. The only thing you need to worry about upgrading is that storage. Don't worry about the RAM, and that's really the only difference. But that base unit strips so much away, $200 difference, and you're getting all those additional features. I think that is worth it, and that is why most people should just stick with that mid-tier unit, or if anything, just upgrade the storage, 512, a terabyte, or even 2 terabytes of internal storage. But it is Thunderbolt equipped, so you can just add a Thunderbolt or any other external I/O. You can easily add external storage for not that much money, add terabytes of storage that way, and don't worry about putting it on the internal drive. So that is an option as well, and can save you some extra cash. So let me know what you guys think. The new 24-inch iMacs go up for pre-order on April 30th. They start at $12.99, though we already talked about it. You should start off with that $14.99 unit. So go grab them when they are on sale. I've got a link down below in the description if you want to pick one up for yourself. And let me know over on Twitter at Andrew_OSU which color you think you are going to go with.